Now, does this look familiar? Millions of people have been stuck staring at the dreaded blue screen of death, but not here in Russia. Amid a global cascade of digital outages, the most sanctioned country in the world has not reported any issues with its services and systems. Now, that's been attributed to Moscow's so-called import substitution strategy, which has made the nation more self-sufficient. Well, Friday's global meltdown started with a flawed update by American cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike that affected Microsoft Windows users. The Western world has been hit the hardest. U.S. airlines cancelled all flights for hours. European airports reported mass delays, with check-ins being done manually and thousands of passengers stranded in the UK. The Sky News channel was forced off air, while in Japan, McDonald's was forced to close around a third of its restaurants. In the aftermath, CrowdStrike shares have plunged by almost a fifth. The company's CEO blamed a bug in their update for Microsoft operating systems, ruling out any foul play.
This is not a security incident or cyber attack. The issue has been identified, isolated, and a fix has been deployed.
Well, we can cross live now to cybersecurity analyst and head of the Security Operations Center at Indonesia's Swiss-German University, Dr. Charles Lim. Dr. Lim, you're most welcome. Perhaps difficult to quantify, but in your view, how serious, how costly is the impact of what happened yesterday for people and businesses around the world?
Yeah, first of all, thanks for having me.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, this scale, yeah, of outage, yeah, it's unthinkable because basically everybody is stranded and the impact is so huge. And of course, this is not just about money or finance, yeah, but this is about frustration that people have all over the world, yeah, impacted not only in airlines but also in finance and many other institutions. Yeah, this is a big impact, and you know that this patch, yeah, I mean that distributed by CrowdStrike actually have impact, yeah, to all the company, yeah, that actually suffer from all these outages, and it's a huge and unprecedented, really unprecedented.
Yeah. You mentioned CrowdStrike and the patch. I think a lot of people, Dr. Lim, when they heard that was the reason, they were thinking, what? That's it? All that for just a patch? Do you believe that's all there was to it, or could there be other reasons that we're not hearing about at the moment?
I mean, of course, it's that basically CrowdStrike provide what they call as endpoint detection, right? And endpoint detection is basically an agent that you put into computers or any devices that you actually detect any threats. So basically, this agent that distributed among these Windows or Microsoft Windows, and evidently they most likely didn't actually test it before they put it into production. Otherwise, this will not happen. So I think this probably because there is a major problem in their testing in that way, so that they actually didn't make it to the final production, and that's why this thing actually causes a huge impact.
Oh, it certainly did. How difficult will it be, though, to deal with the consequences of this outage? Some experts are saying that it's going to take at least weeks until things are generally back to normal. Your view on that?
Yes, I agree, because as you know, blue screen of death, as they call it, BSOD, is basically a situation where all these Microsoft Windows desktop or laptop or any other devices, basically they just stop working. And it means that when it stopped working, you have to go manually into each of this computer. You can imagine if this is actually going to each of the computer, That's why it may take not only weeks, it could be months, depending on how much computer is actually affected in each of the
Wow.
organization.
Wow. Are you surprised that CrowdStrike, the firm that caused all this, has enjoyed a virtual monopoly on the US cybersecurity market? Just to remind our viewers, leading figures in the company have former ties to American intelligence. The firm was at the center of the bogus Russiagate conspiracy in 2016. With all that together, how damaging for the firm's reputation could yesterday's events be?
Yeah, of course, this is actually at a critical juncture. Yeah, I mean, people now, people never probably heard of CrowdStrike before. They probably only now know, oh, this is a CrowdStrike problem. But probably people didn't know it. But now they know that CrowdStrike is actually the one who caused the problem. I think they will starting to assess what kind of impact, and also what actually into it, because right now the solution or the workaround is a very simple patch. The file have to be removed and then have to be rebooted, and even though it sounds simple, but the impact is so huge, that as you can see around the world, the news. And
Yeah.
so I'm not surprised that all this, because as you know that the more company actually have positioned itself, obviously they have this capability of lobbyists to the government, and so it's obvious that they have this kind of power, yeah, to lobby the government that they can win, every deal.
It seems so much power, though. To a layman like myself, I would assume that, after the events of yesterday, other people around the world, other companies affected, would want to perhaps lessen their exposure to such events by having maybe local cybersecurity checks in place, not having to depend on one half a world away. That is so important in terms of global importance that when one glitch goes down, the whole globe is affected.
Yes, I agree, because nowadays we should be able to depend locally, and also be able to actually survive on ourselves. And I think we can see that also in Indonesia, the impact is not that high because we don't depend on much of the infrastructure, from CrowdStrike. And I think that is also the reason why the impact to Indonesia airline, and also this airport, is not that high. I think this is clearly seen, yeah, in the picture itself.
Yeah, and in the Western world particularly. Dr. Charles Lim, cybersecurity analyst, head of security operations centres at the Swiss German University in Indonesia. Sir, we thank you for your time.